This game sucks. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to DS Asylum. I'm your warden, Demetri Shine, and today I'm here to talk about some problems that I have with the new fighting game that just came out, My Hero One's Justice. Now, as I said at the start of this video, this game, okay, it doesn't suck, but I spent $60 on this game and I'm not happy about it because this game is, at best, being generous, worth maybe $30. This game has so many problems, and I've only had the game for a goddamn day, and I already need to rant about it. So sit tight, because this may very well be a long video, because I have a lot of shit to say. Also, because this is a Bandi game, I will be referencing other Bandai Namco games while I talk about this one. Specifically, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm not going to mention the Naruto Storm series, even though this game is literally just a hard copy of the Naruto Storm series. I'm not going to bother because there's nothing I can say about one game that doesn't apply for the other. They're both terrible. So just keep that in mind. But let's get right into this and go off the first thing I want to talk about, and that's the online matchmaking. In order to play with your friends, say you want to create a room. Okay, you create a room, set the amount of rounds, set the time limit. Okay, all seems well. You want to search the room, you go to search, find your friend. You can't invite anyone, that's already annoying. But it's not too hard to find because you can specifically set it to only search for friends' rooms. So, okay. You see the match that I have playing right now, though. In order for either me or the homie JT to actually switch characters, we have to leave the room, switch the characters or the map, and then go back into the room. In Jay's case, it would be to create a new room. In my case, it would be to search for a new room. That is probably the most asinine way to do online in any type of fighting game. So let's just go on over to Xenoverse 2 for a second. Alright, so here we are in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. As you can see, me and JT are in a room. He readies up, I ready up, then we go over to the screen where we get to select our characters. Why is this not a thing in One's Justice? Even in Dragon Ball FighterZ, whereas, I mean, selecting a character while you're already in a room, or selecting a team, isn't exactly the most streamlined process, but at least you can do it. Why is it that in One's Justice, I can't select my character and my map while I'm still in the room? Why do I have to leave the room to do either of those two things? It doesn't make sense to me, honestly. The next thing I want to talk about is this game's netcode. So, as everyone who plays Xenoverse 2 knows, Bandai finally pulled their head out of their ass and actually fixed Xenoverse's netcode. This game, it's shit. I kid you not. In a decent connection, which is the one I fight JT in, the input lag is horrendous. I hit the block. I got a lot of perfect blocks in my fights against him. Why? Because I'd hit the block button a whole second before my character actually blocks. And in the fights that I had with the Renegade that I did not save, I'm sorry, but they were just too horrendous. If I had actually saved those matches, you would have just seen the absolute bullshit that we had to go through. Lagging in a game because of bad connection is one thing. Having input lag so badly that you can't even move is completely unacceptable. And I've tried seeing if there was like, because Dragon Ball FighterZ actually has an input delay setting. I tried seeing if something like that existed. It doesn't. It's just this game. And when I go into training mode, that's not a thing. It's only online where these things happen. So the fact that even on a good connection, I hit a button and then half a second to a whole second later, my character actually does what they're supposed to do is inexcusable. It's like, why was this game released when it was? I'll talk about that in a second. The next thing I want to go over is just the core of the game, which is, well, the story and the fighting. The story takes about 2 hours to beat. Even Dragon Ball FighterZ story took longer than that to beat. And Dragon Ball FighterZ doesn't exactly have the most in-depth and, long-winded story. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, that game takes at least 10 hours to beat. And that's if you're going through it quickly with a high-level character. The first time I ever played Xenoverse, it took me like, I want to say 15 or so hours to beat, which is what that probably should be. A game like this, I mean, even the Naruto series, which I said I wasn't even going to mention, but I have to now, even that game takes longer to beat than this. It's just, why? Then there's also the fact that the roster is already incredibly small, and Bandai had the audacity to make Endeavor a paid DLC character. You have to pay for him. Either you pre-ordered the game and you got him with the pre-order, or you pay, I think, like $3-4 for him. Yet Shoot Style Deku is free. I have no problem with you just forgetting to put characters in the game, but don't make me literally pay for your mistake. These characters should have already been in the game. I'm not paying $3 or $4 for a character that probably should have just been in there to begin with, and a character that I could have gotten for free if I pre-ordered the game. Let's talk about Dragon Ball FighterZ for a second. You could buy Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. You could, for $3. Or you could play the arcade mode and unlock both of them. Or you could just accumulate enough Zenny and unlock both of them. There are 3 different ways to unlock Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta in Dragon Ball FighterZ, and only one of them actually involves you paying real money. Android 21 was a pre-order bonus. However, if you didn't pre-order the game, you don't have to buy her. In fact, you can't buy her. She's not a payable DLC. You have to beat the story. Just for a second, I'm watching this now. Let's just talk about the customization for a second. The fuck is this shit? What is this? There aren't many customization options, are there? One of the selling points that this game tried to shove down your throat was how well the customization, how much you could customize your character. But you really can't customize them that much. Sure, there's a lot of different things you can put on them, but let me change the color of the outfit. Let me do that. I never thought I would say this, but Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2's custom mentor customization is better than this. At least I can just change the color of the clothes they're already wearing, which is what this is already doing. All that's doing is either giving you a school uniform or changing the color of the outfit they already had on. Let me change the color. Let me make it whatever colors I want. Why is your customization actually more limited? But back to what I was talking about before. I don't even remember what I was talking about before. Alright, so back to what I was talking about before. When it comes to the DLC, to the day one DLC characters, don't do it. And I know some people, when I mention the story, some people are going to be like, well, they were following the show. Well, it takes longer than 2 hours to watch the entire show, doesn't it? This, I believe, what JT told me is that the story takes place from Season 2 into Season 3, like halfway through Season 3 or something like that. I haven't actually beaten the story yet, but the Renegade has, and he beat the whole thing in one sitting. So, yeah, that takes so long to beat. Anyway, when it comes to the short roster, Dragon Ball FighterZ also had a short roster when it came out, but it didn't shove DLC characters down our throats for a good couple months until the game actually came out, until after the game came out. Broly and Bardock weren't day one DLC characters. It took them a while to come out. Now, I will always say that Dragon Ball FighterZ has the most unnecessarily expensive DLC characters. Why the fuck would I ever pay $5 for a single character, even though that's exactly what I've done for every DLC? But shut up. But this isn't even, this isn't a Dragon Ball FighterZ rant. This is a One's Justice rant. Why? And here's the thing, I actually did get to see Endeavor. Because JT did pre-order the game, so he did have Endeavor. And he's not even worth the money. He's not. He's literally just like, he's just average at best. He's good from a distance, but close up he sucks. Also, by the way, All For One is broken. Just gonna say that right now. What else was I gonna talk about? I guess the last thing I want to talk about is, why was this game released when it was? This game, it was actually delayed by 2 months, and this game just seems extremely rushed. It seems like it was rushed to meet some popularity deadline. Obviously, with the hype that is surrounding My Hero Academia right now, yeah, you can sell copies, but I would have much rather Bandai have just decided to make a good game for once. There are very, very few games Bandai has ever made that are not riddled with problems. Truthfully, the best game Bandai has made in a very long time has to be Dragon Ball FighterZ. But even that game has a lot of small issues that I just can't stand about it. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is now becoming one of their best games, but for 2 whole years it was one of their worst because of the netcode. This, it's better than Naruto, I'll give them that, but it's not much. And the fact that this game just seems really rushed and just not finished in the slightest, just, my personal opinion on this game is to fighting games, to Bandai specifically, what Sonic Boom is to the Sonic franchise. A rushed, unfinished, glitchy mess that should have been released about a year later than it was at half the price. Let me talk about the super armor for a second. The super armor in this game has an unhealthy fetish with super armor. Every character has at least 2 moves that have super armor. One of the characters has a move that gives them infinite super armor unless they get hit by an unblockable or a super. And the way you activate that is literally just by pressing triangle for the PlayStation 4. And I don't know. I don't like this game's obsession with super armor. It just seems unnecessary to me. But I guess that's it. So thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and stay tuned because I will be doing more of these. I have some shit I want to say about another game that I just played recently, Ruby Grim Eclipse. I have some shit I want to say about Xenoverse and Fighters. So just stay tuned because this is not the end of me ranting about bad or just poorly made games. This game is fun. When it was actually working, this game was fun. And that's Bandi's thing. Whenever a game is actually fun, it's usually riddled with so many problems that it's just bad. It's fun, but it's bad. It's poorly made, and it just seems extremely rushed. But again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see all of you inmates back here at the asylum in the next video.